Now what will it be? Death or exile?
Hi guys, welcome to a movie review by your film exiles. All you citizens of the cinematic wasteland, all you banished people. Be brave, be bold. We're together on this, all right? Your film takes might be the worst. You might have these terrible hot takes, but we're a family and it's all good. So we have a movie review for you today. And I'm joined by Christian. Christian, hi, what's up? How are you doing? I know you've got your vaccine shots. Are you feeling like a superhero with your new power?
Apparently it takes like a couple of weeks, but yeah, I think my mutation is beginning. I'm hoping claws start coming out of my hands pretty soon. So that's what I'm hoping. That's what I want. Or super healing, whatever, one or the other. But it does, it gives you a more comfortable feeling, I will say that. I know I got to wait a couple of weeks, but yeah, it makes you feel, man, hopefully a light's at the end of this tunnel.
Very true, very true. I'm glad that you got your vaccine, and I should have mine soon enough. And
Nice.
yeah, and that'll be cool. All right,
Awesome.
so we're here to talk about Godzilla versus Kong. It's directed by Adam Wingard. It's a movie that has been delayed a bunch of times, even before the pandemic began. It was actually delayed for them to do a bunch of reshoots and edits, and they were going to do that in response to Godzilla King of the Monsters. So we both saw it. I saw
Yes.
it on HBO Max. Did you see it on HBO Max or in theaters?
I saw it on HBO Max as well. Yes.
All right.
Mhm.
So overall, what are your thoughts?
Conflicted. Conflicted because I liked a lot of this movie, but it just felt so empty. It
Mm,
felt so rushed, and we'll get into it. But man, the monster fights, effects, very great. I loved it. So I was behind
mhm.
it. Everything else, literally everything else, was like, ugh. It just,
I echo your sentiments. Honestly, this I think that people are so starved of blockbusters and movies that
mhm.
they're just like, just give us something and whatever it is, we'll take it. Because this is a terrible movie. It's horrible. It's
It's
really
good.
bad. When
Yeah,
you think of, I mean, what happens to character development and what happens plot? And some people say, oh no, it's just two monsters bashing each other. That's horrible. Yes, we know it's two monsters bashing each other, just like Lord of the Rings is,
hmm
a group of people taking a ring to a mountain, or just like, I don't know, the Ten Commandments is about a guy who goes up to a mountain, smokes some grass, and brings down, you know, brings down some rules. But still, what happens to character development? Why should we care that these monsters are bashing each other?
hmm
Who are they saving? Are they saving themselves? Like, why are they coming into conflict? And why should we care that they come into conflict?
right.
It is so bad. There's so many illogical things that happen. There are so many rushed plot points. There's so many characters that just
Oh,
appear out of nowhere for no
hmm
reason or do things unexplained that you're like, huh? When did, for example, I mean, this is a light spoiler, but not really a spoiler. The young girl in the trailer, the kid,
hmm
um, she communicates with Kong and she communicates by sign language, and you're
hmm
like, what?
Yeah, where did this come from?
Where did this come from? You even wonder, like, where did she come from, and why are she and Kong friends, and why is this place, and why does this go here? And it's terrible. It's obvious that a lot of the film was cut out. I feel like you start the
Mhm.
movie and it feels like you're already in the second act, the latter
Right,
part of the second act.
right. Like that's you just nailed it. Like that's how we felt when we were watching it. Like all of a sudden, again, I don't want I absolutely want to stay away from spoilers, but all of a sudden Monarch has this facility and it's just happening, right? You know what facility I'm talking about. It just is happening. Godzilla's attacking. It's just happening. Like it's I don't necessarily need an explanation for every little thing. I don't. I don't. But this movie just felt like somebody like it was picked off and put onto the paper and it was like okay, this is just how it's going to be, and you just need to accept it. It says something that Kong got the best character development in the entire movie. Kong. I mean, that's fine. I don't mind rooting for the guy. He's cool. But it was just, why did he get the best development?
But even with Kong, what character development really?
It's not great. It's not.
What character even if you're talking about his character, like it gets to a part where you see something is discovered, and the thing that's discovered is just so nonsensical.
It makes no sense.
Every single element of it is completely gobbledygook, goop, illogical, irrational. There is no part of it that makes any sense whatsoever. You're like, what?
And dude, some of the technology they're using, the answer is basically, well, because we're rich.
Exactly.
That's the answer.
And some of the technology, it's like, I don't want to give any spoilers away, but okay, this is a soft spoiler as well, but you come across like a structure, and it's obvious that humans didn't build this structure. And you're like, so you're trying to tell me that Kong's ancestors were building these complex?
Right.
What is going on? It's just it's the worst. But I mean, the best thing you can say is that the VFX are good, and the destruction in the city is good.
Oh yeah.
The fights are quite visceral. But is that our standards that low?
That's a good question, because you're right. Without giving too much away, there's 3 big fights in the movie, right? And all 3 are done well, just like you said. And
the VFX of everything, everywhere you see VFX, it's top notch.
Pretty good. Yeah. And in this movie, unlike the other Godzilla movies, they did a lot during the day, which I think Kong Skull Island did a lot during the day too. But the Godzilla and King of the Monsters, there's a lot done at night. So in this movie, there was a lot more during the day, and the VFX has to be just a little bit better when you do stuff during the day, and I liked it. Scenes in the ocean I thought were great. You mentioned the scenes at the end with the in the city, great. But that's all that sticks out with me. Like it just was, I don't know, it felt like a jumbled mess. And we accuse the MCU movies of being theme park rides, but this was the worst kind of theme park ride. It just, you got sick to your stomach after you got off. Like you felt gross you didn't get the payoff of an awesome ride. It just was. I don't know. It's hard to explain, and I feel so conflicted, Lupe, because like I said, you picked out parts of it that I really enjoy, and I thought it was like, wow, that's really cool. But the parts I didn't like, I really didn't like. That's the problem. It's
illogical. Like what happened to character development? What happened to a good story, a coherent story? It's just like a stitched together VFX reel of destruction and monsters fighting. There's nothing, and people might be like, "Oh, but then just put it up on YouTube or something like that. Just put the 3 big fights on YouTube, and people can just watch. Like, oh, look at this! Like, this is not a movie. It isn't. And what I'm very scared of is that because of this pandemic, because of the starvation of good, cinematic content, people are going to give us a pass and whatever. But that's not the lesson that executives are going to learn from this. This is a movie that the director says there's enough footage for a 5-hour movie. Like when you watch the movie, there are actors. There's like 4 actors that were cut completely out of the movie. Entire storylines, entire character development scenes that were cut from the movie. And the lesson that executives are going to learn from this is that nobody wants good movies, that they just want something just short and flash and bang, and that's it. Like to me, it's actually quite disturbing to me that people are tolerating this. I thought that fans of this whole Godzilla franchise would be like furious, but
yeah, I don't think I'm seeing that online.
People are letting this slide.
Yeah, I don't think I'm seeing. I mean, I'm definitely seeing people saying it's not as good as I thought, but I'm not seeing people saying what we're saying, that it was like, okay, there's stuff to enjoy or whatever, but it's really just not a great movie. I'm not seeing that. I'm seeing more people being like, yeah, but I think the next one would be better. It's like, uh-oh. I did read an article, and I forgot where it was. It might have been Hollywood Reporter, that the negotiation with the Japanese film studio that owns the rights to the Godzilla franchise, it expired in 2020, and the creators are like, well, if you want to see more, you got to flock to this movie, you got to spend money on it, you got to go to HBO Max. And I think what you and I are saying is that I don't know if that's the right answer. I don't know if you want to be throwing money at this, right? It's like, I don't want to see this movie, like, it's hard, right? You don't want to see it bomb. But at the same time, do you want to say, I want to see another one that's exactly like this? Because the answer is no, I don't. I don't. Because I kind of liked King of the Monsters. I didn't mind that movie. I think this is a serious step back from that flick. It's a serious step back. Not that that was like, you know,
I think so as well.
Yeah.
I think so as well. Apart from that, is there anything more to say? I don't have anything more to say on this movie. Just VFX, good, highlight reel. Yes. Terrible, just terrible. Oh, when I think of characters and plot, just absolutely the worst. If I was to give this movie a grade, it's 2 out of 5 stars for me. I cannot say that this. I can't recommend it to anyone. I can't say it's passable. If there were other movies in theaters, the problem is that there's no movies in theaters. Period. If there's other movies in theaters, you would definitely not be advised to watch it. But the thing is, like, there is nothing else, going on.
That's the thing. Like, I can't necessarily recommend people to like go flock to it, get to your theater. This is the reason to sign up to your HBO Max. I can't say that. If you have HBO Max, I'd say watch it. Absolutely, check it out, because there's parts of it I liked. But I'm not. If you got other stuff to watch, I'd say watch that first. I don't know what to tell you. I'm happy I watched it, but if I missed it, I don't think I would have been missing anything. I watched it because I have HBO Max. I'm glad I didn't go to a theater to watch this movie. That's sad. That's not right. Yeah. I don't know what else we could say about it, Lupe.
On a scale of 1 to 10, or on a scale of 5 stars, how would you grade it?
I think I'll go a little bit higher than you and go smack in the middle at 50% and go 2.5, only because I just love Kong and Godzilla, and I had so much fun with the fights. But it's just the world building that was left on the table, and you could see what they were trying to go for, and it's just out the window. If you just want to watch a video game movie, but like in the worst way, this is the way to go. That's why I'll leave it at 50%, smack in the middle.
All right, cool. Well, there you have it, our review. Basically, if you have HBO Max, watch it. If you're to go all the way out to a theater, just know what to expect.
Yeah.
You're going to watch a very stupid movie with really big VFX. The runtime is even like really short. To me, it's not even worth it going to all the way to a theater, parking, paying for concessions just to go in there, and then the movie is like an hour and a half, and then you're out of there. To me, there's nothing. To me, it's horrible. Sorry. Let's get out of this review safe. All right, Christian, where can the people find you?
You could smack me for my horrible take on Twitter and Instagram at the same place, at Chart6363.
Yeah, all you Godzilla vs. Kong fans can find me on Twitter at LiveLoveLupe. Come discuss with me, catch a quick block, or mute if I'm in a good mood. And you can find us on Twitter at The Film Exiles, and Vera at The Film Exiles as well. And Christian, why don't we say it together? Until next time, 3, 2, 1. Stay exiled.
Not bad.